Okay, and he doesn't understand why they're doing it, and he's just ready to go along with it. And here is his next expression. I just put in the wrong link, sorry, just a second.
Yes.
Yeah, so his next expression changes. He's like, okay, whatever, I'll just look at it, like I'm just gonna
he's like
stare at
because
it.
like also what they he's enjoying what they're showing him, you know.
Basically.
He's basically watching prawn and violence and like all those, so he's like enjoying what he's seeing in the beginning.
So he's smiling, he's happy.
Yeah, he's smiling, he's happy.
And then we go into the next expression, which starts becoming, it's like not yet panic, but he's starting to panic because he doesn't understand what's going on, and he's even talking about it. You can see the subtitles there, and even if I try to move my glass balls about, so he's trying to get it out of his sight, and the drug, that the serum which we showed earlier, is being injected. Like after it's been injected into him, it's starting to have an effect on him. And this is the scene where his fate completely changes. He thought he was in for a good time. He just has to watch movies about death and violence and gore, and then he has to watch prawn, and he's going to be fine. But he doesn't realize the disturbance that the drug brings out in him, which is going to absolutely destroy any chance he has of anything. Also, I have this image. I'm going to put it up in the risking someone calling us Nazis or something, but basically this is one of the images that is shown to him. There's literally a Nazi camp being shown to him as an example of violence. There's a whole army.
I do remember that.
So I guess while Kubrick wasn't a
a documentary to him
stuff, he still believed that Nazis were bad.
And also even talking like to this, he talking about why Alex is enjoying this and why he's seeing this like at this point. I think we talked about this, Brew, when we were doing our long Clockwork Orange discussions, you know, like Nietzsche's like Beyond Good and Evil, right? He talks about like the ethical choices you make between good and evil, you know, deciding that in a natural way. For like everyone does it in their own way, like according to their situations and experiences. And like Alex at this point is unable to make that choice. He's unable to, you know, discern between good and evil in his own sense. If you take a look at it, it's fully distorted. It's all one for him.
And his body
he sees himself as above other humans.
And his body is letting him know very, very clearly exactly what the fuck he shouldn't be doing anymore.
Exactly. And this is where it goes, you know.
And
downhill for him.
And then comes the like freaking worst part about it for him. You can again see, oh, what is camera went gargled. Okay, hold on, I'm just going to refresh audio real quick. And then the scene comes where his expression changes for the worst that it's ever looked in this entire experiment that they're doing, and he realizes that they are playing Beethoven in the background of these horrible shows where there are Nazis marching and so on,
and you can see his face now.
And as we mentioned, he already hates like he's loving the violence, but it's starting to make him feel uncomfortable, so he starts hating this everyday practice of watching these disturbing movies, and his body just trying to like throw up because it can't handle it anymore. But now the association between terrible violence and sex has been established with him. The body says no the minute it sees terrible violence and sex. But a byproduct of it, and this is pure irony because this was not planned for Alex in any way, was Beethoven music. And
the Ninth Symphony specifically.
Alex really, really loves the Ninth Symphony. And he absolutely gets fucked because he now starts associating his favorite music with terrible actions of violence, which makes his body
feeling of
physically
nausea.
repellent.
They're basically like brainwashing his body into, you know, not committing such acts.
It's like Pavlov's dog, you know. He's just been conditioned so much towards it.
And also, if we talk about this scene, like we're reading about like Malcolm McDowell, who did a fucking amazing job as Alex. But Brew, you remember, right? You can tell them.
I would also like to bring up that point here. Malcolm McDowell was he really got fucked in this whole shooting because I intentionally showed the image where they were, you know, pulling his eye out, it looks like, because Kubrick insisted that he be attached to this actual machine every time.
Yeah, this is actual, like no special effects. Yeah,
there are no effects here. That's an actual thing in his holding his eyes open, and he actually scratched his eye and he
scratched his eyeball.
And Kubrick
Yeah,
refused to let him go to the doctor because he wanted to continue the take and finish it off. So Malcolm McDowell suffered through the whole thing. Poor guy. And then he was rushed to the hospital, and the doctor said if you were even half an hour late to this thing, you would have gone blind in this eye forever.
You would have gone blind.
So there was literally, he was almost at the edge of literal blindness, and Kubrick was like, "Fuck you, do the shot, bitch."
Yeah, exactly.
But Kubrick is famous for using his actors as like props.
Yeah,
he's famous for being an asshole. Yes.
Yeah, he is, to get what he wants.
Everything is a means to an end, even the people working in this.
He wants his shot, no matter what, he wants that shot.
Basically an asshole. But yeah. So,
and even this scene is really fucked. Yeah, holy shit.
So now the story starts moving into a more interesting point where it's not only about Alex, it's about the government. Big government brother has come in to claim
exactly.
its victory. And the thing is, this works. Like, the government plan actually works. And this particular line is when he's talking about how the government official is talking about how he just learned to hide his true feelings in prison. So he basically sees through his shit.
Yeah.
And they focus on the prison officer over here who was the guy who got Alex into the prison in the first place. And I think that's like also really the Kubrick trying to talk about social structure where prisoners are not actually sent to be reformed. Prisoners are sent to prison to be better actors. Like the judge,
because you do see a lot of examples of that also. They're like a lot of people. They're like quick get away from prison is like like reading the Bible and attending church and becoming nice, so they
good behavior
increase
and all that,
my years, or think I'm nice and let me go, basically. So they just accept religion as that.
The thing is, like, I feel like Kubrick's just saying a very hard-hitting truth here, which is that prisons are not about reform. Prisons are just about control. So you can see that even the prison warden is like, yo, the fuck you saying right now? But basically he's like, I didn't enable this, but everyone does enable it. Like, there's a lot of brutality that goes on in prison, with prisoners being treated as less than human, as it's shown here, and that really just encourages them to become more manipulative and more of an asshole inside, but while acting extra nice on the outside, which actually makes them more dangerous that way. They aren't given a second chance at life, technically. They just they given
release as ticking time bombs.
And even the final display, like the test to break Alex down that happens on the stage, like